Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. My name is Sudhir Sir, and you're watching Careers with Sudhir, where I attempt to mentor you, give you accurate, reliable, and trustworthy tips that can help you plan your higher education and future professional career better. So, like, comment, share, hype, subscribe to Careers with Sudhir. So, what am I going to talk about in this particular video? Let me tell you something which happened very recently. Is software engineering on its deathbed? Now, that is a debate that is going on a lot in the world around us. And as young Indians, you should be aware of what is the sound, what is being discussed in different parts of the world. Have you heard of a company called Anthropic that has been in the news very recently? It is an AI research and safety company. Okay. The CEO of the company is one person called Dario Amodei. He said something very significant at the World Economic Forum in 2026. He said there is going to be a very radical shift for the tech industry. All of you who intend to do BTech, be in the tech related field, need to see this video till the end because there's going to be something very significant for each one of you. So, what did Dario Amodei actually said? Let me tell it to you in 5 points. Now, the first thing that he said is that in 6 to 12 months from now, he said this in January, mind you. So he said by the beginning of 2027 max, AI is going to be only a few steps away from being able to do anything end to end. Right now, you need a human being to do some of the jobs, but in another 6 to 12 months, AI will be able to do all software engineering tasks end to end. So, he also said at Anthropic, his own company, many engineers, in fact, that is something which is happening in many companies across the world, that coding is now done by AI. You do not need human coders. Unfortunately, many BTech courses in India, computer science courses, still prepare students as coders. Not all of them, but largely. And they are going to become a species which is going to be of no use at all. So the companies like Anthropic, they are only making their engineers act as editors for the AI generated code. Coding is done using AI. That is one major change, and that should set alarm bells ringing. The second one is that the difference between coding and engineering. Now, coding and engineering, people say engineering mein kya coding hi karte ho na? No, the two are very different things. Coding is like basic grammar, okay, which AI will be able to learn. AI will be able to learn the basic grammar, right? Engineering is an overall understanding of the product. I'll give you an example. Grammar is something which we learn, but how we use that grammar to structure sentences, form paragraphs, articulate about an idea, write essays, write a novel, write fiction, non-fiction, write poetry, etc., that depends on the human mind. Grammar is the basic tools that we use. So coding is like grammar, engineering is like an overall understanding of the product. So what Amodei said is that coding will go away first. Okay, the high level understanding and design part of it will still need human mind at this point in time, but you never know, in the next 4 to 5 years, even that AI will be able to do. Right now, it's able to do coding. High level design and engineering still needs a human mind. Okay, that's another point that he said. The third part that he said was this super powerful AI. Okay, and this is very important. AI is now good enough to build the next version of AI. So for the next version of artificial intelligence, you do not need human beings. The present version of AI is so good, so sophisticated, so intelligent that it can construct and structure the next level of AI. So what happens is that you spend 4 years in a traditional BTech computer science program from any top IIT, any top NIT, any of the top private engineering colleges. There are some 6 to 8 good quality private engineering colleges in the country, right? So if you do it from there, it is a 4-year course. It is a slow process. By the time you take admission, and then after 4 years you emerge out of that, you will realize that the world has changed. I was prepared for this, but the world has already gone here. What do you do? That is going to be the big problem. Be aware of the shifting world of AI. And if you are not aware, you may be prepared for something, but the world has already moved on, right? It's like, buying an old Nokia phone, whereas world is on what, iPhone 17 and the latest version, Samsung S26 series or something like that, right? 27 Ultra is now coming soon, right? 26 Ultra recently released. So the fourth point that he said was this is going to disrupt the entry level roles, which means he said 50% of the entry level white collar jobs would disappear in the next 5 years. Okay, you will not, a junior engineer fresh out of college, campus placement will be a casualty because companies will say, I don't need junior engineers. AI can do that job. Why would I need to recruit junior engineers, give them off days, give them leave, give them provident fund, give them all the other kind of facilities, medical insurance facilities, whereas AI can do the job without taking any money. Why do I need junior engineers? So in next 4 years, when you come out of college, that could be a casualty. That's what you need to be aware of. Then the fifth point, he said by 2026-27, that is in the next 1 year, AI will be able to achieve top level capability in fields like physics, mathematics, and biology, which means it will not just follow instructions, but will actually solve problems which have been unsolved so far. And in the fields of physics, maths, biology, biochemistry, astronomy, astrophysics, molecular biology, different kinds of fields, AI will be able to do that. So why would you need human beings? Think about it. Okay. So I've told you the 5 big takeaways from Amodai's speech at the World Economic Forum. So the question that I want to raise is, should we just close our eyes and pretend all this is happening in America, India mein ye sab nahi hoga, India mein naukri ki zarurat hai. The world is a global village, my friend. Everything that happens in the West will also come to India very soon, right? So the first career tip I want to give to all engineering students who are or people who are aspiring to do a BE or a BTech is that the old path of learning a language, Java, Python, etc., and getting a job just to write code is gone. Gone. You need to make the shift. You need to change. The question is, what do you shift to? What this path that you see on the left side, it's bombed. The right side path is what you need to take. Are you ready to make the change is the question you need to ask. Okay, so the first point I want to tell you is that you need to move from a writer, a code writer, to becoming an architect. Architect, not like building, but an engineering architect. That's what is going to be the new term. You should not learn just to code, but how to build the infrastructure, because AI will write the code, right? So how can you make yourself valuable is by being a person who can understand the entire system architecture. That is, okay, the AI, it's like this. The AI will put the brick, it will put the cement, it will even paint the wall. But you need to have an understanding about how the entire building will look like and about how different parts of that building will come together to make it a comfortable home for you, right? Similarly, how that particular machine or algorithm or website or app or whatever product you're making, how will that function? You need to have that in your mind and use AI, which is writing the code for that, to do that basic work for you. So you need to be the architect. You need to be the engineer. That is like the mason and the carpenter and the electrician and the plumber. You get the point? That's what your role has to be. The second point is what is known now as vibe coding. Very interesting term. And I was very fascinated when I was told about vibe coding. This is a term for describing requirements in natural language and guiding artificial intelligence to build the app. That is, students should focus on communication and logic, right? सिंपल भाषा में बताऊं तो इसका मतलब यह है कि you should be able to describe a complex system, what in very, very simple English is called prompt engineering, right? You should be able to describe a complex system in such a way that AI is able to understand it. उसको समझ में आना चाहिए ताकि वो उसको कंस्ट्रक्ट करने में आपको मदद कर सके, that it is able to help you in order to do it without committing any errors. So right now, and this is something which I've always found students ignoring, develop your communication abilities, develop your powers of articulation. I call it engineering and product communication. You need to be able to, and it's not enough to be good only in the vernacular. Vernacular, mother tongue, of course, is necessary. But unless you can speak in the global language, how will you be able to kind of communicate with the entire world? You are not here to, be in a job in your town, in your city for the next 40 years. No, I am thinking of each one of you as a global citizen, where you will be in Amsterdam one day, Chicago the other day, Sydney the other day, Singapore the fourth day. That's the kind of global citizen you should be, right? So for that, you need to develop on communication. I find it very sad when students, write rude messages like, Hindi में नहीं पढ़ा सकता क्या? हिंदी में मैं पढ़ा सकता हूँ, मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. எனக்கு தமிழும் தெரியும். Okay, I can speak in Telugu also, Malayalam also. But will that help you in the long run is the question. Will it help you become a global professional citizen? That's what I wish for each one of you. The third point is to focus on the physical and the human, which means what Amada said is that students should look forward to learning semiconductor engineering or hardware. Software ki duniya mein AI is going forward, but it will not be able to do so at the same level in hardware, though robotics is also coming in to a large extent. But at least for some time, hardware, semiconductor technology, etc., it will take some time. So the physical world will still be important. Also, he emphasized developing human-centered skills, which means the ability to manage teams, AI as well as human teams, to be able to see, okay, these 4 people in my team will be doing XYZ task. The AI will do the rest of it, right? So to be able to manage, to be able to see the synergy, right? So that both of them are in sync with each other. Then critical thinking is the new technical skill. Ordinariness is out. Mediocrity is out. If you think, कि इस लेवल पे चल जाएगा, नहीं चलेगा बंधु, नहीं चलेगा. You are now not competing only with another human being. You are now competing with the machine. Please remember that. In my generation, we competed with other human beings. Now the competition is with other human beings and also with the machine. So unless you are able to bring yourself to that level, you will not be able to survive in the cutthroat professional world. So AI, since it does most of the things, you need to be street smart, which means to verify if what AI is doing is correct or not. For that, you need to be one better than AI. AI से नीचे के लेवल पे रहोगे तो तुम्हारी नौकरी गई. वो बोलेंगे जाओ घर जाओ. नहीं, तुमको AI से भी बेहतर होना पड़ेगा to be able to see and check and verify and audit whether what AI has done is correct or not. Understood? Fascinating, right? The last one, I want you to be a hybrid engineer, right? The most successful students will be those who treat AI as a power tool, because I see it like this. Don't compete with AI. You will not be able to compete with AI. You should learn it to use it to do the work of 10 traditional engineers. So if you are leading a team, AI is there. ये 10 लोगों का काम ये कर सकता है, लेकिन 2 लोग चाहिए ये देखने के लिए कि ये काम ठीक कर रहा है या नहीं, right? That's how you need to be able to manage the hybrid model of the AI machine engineer and the human engineer. So this marriage is what is going to be in effect there for the next at least 5 to 10 years for sure. So finally, I want to tell you, be a problem solver who uses AI, who collaborates with AI. Okay, you cannot compete with AI, but you can collaborate with AI. That's what is going to be the future of the professional world. So I want you to subscribe. I want you to share the video so that more and more people get this message, so that you all get into the professional world or the world of higher education with your eyes open. You are more aware of what the future opportunities look like. ऐसा नहीं है कि opportunities are drying up, but you need to be aware of, your destination is one. ये वाला रास्ता ब्लॉक हो गया है, but there is a way like this. You should be able to know. GPS दिखाता है नहीं मुझे नहीं मालूम, but तुमको ये रास्ता ढूंढ कर जाना पड़ेगा. That's where Careers with Sudhir will help you. Tata, bye bye. Thank you very much. Namaskar.